definitely taking its time to connect to the live feed. There we go. It's on. Here comes everyone. So I'm Judge Person, and I'm going to repeat myself just a little until we get everybody sort of in the meeting. But because people connect, but their audio connects at different speeds, and I'm just kind of watching that happen. Good morning, I'm Judge Person. I welcome everybody to the Temple Municipal Court. I do have a few folks whom I'm not able to identify. There's one person called iPhone, and I'm just asking if they'll unmute and tell me your name. iPhone. Hi, good morning. What's your name?
Sarah Hopkins.
Thank you, Ms. Hopkins. I'll be with you shortly. I'm going to go ahead and mute you, but I'll be with you shortly. And I will unmute people as we get to a point where I can, you know, when it's your turn. We're going to just take turns. And there's Danny Molly or Maley. I'm not sure if you could unmute. Just give me your full name.
Danny William Maley.
Okay, let me check on you. Mahley is the last name, because I'm not seeing you on my docket, and I will do my best to figure out what's going on. I have a clerk working on that, and I'll be back with you shortly. Yeah, D-A-N-N-I-E or D-A-N-N-I. Sir, who are you here with? Are you with someone who has a case?
No, ma'am, it's for me. My legal name before I got married was Knight, K-N-I-G-H-T.
K-N-I.
G-H-T.
Okay. Knight. Mr. Knight, gotcha. Okay, I'm going to actually change your name so that I can keep track of your case and put the legal name that we have, and then we'll sort that out when I'll have more information for you about that shortly. Okay, and that's it. That's who I couldn't. Oh, there's a person named iPad. So, sir, gentleman with a kind of a goatee. Yeah, just unmute if you could. Thank you so much. Tell me your name, please.
William Richardson.
Richardson.
Yes, ma'am.
Richardson, got you. Okay. So when I change your name on the screen, it's not permanent or anything. It's just for the purpose of the meeting so that I don't lose track of people. And I just want to, if I call your name, it's because I think you're not here, and I just want to make sure. Noah Gonzalez, are you here? Matilda Flores, are you here? Darlene Durden, are you here? And then I have Zaria Hutchinson, are you here? And Cynthia Gray, are you here? Okay, so I'll just keep moving. Oh, Miranda Patterson. Okay, anything from the front about any of those persons? We'll be waiting on them. Okay. Yeah, is anyone in the lobby waiting for us out there? Okay, so I'm just going to move forward. So a couple of things that I think are helpful. I think it's helpful to know, and I like to get people kind of on the same page and then move forward. This is a Class C court. The cases that are filed here are Class C offenses. They result in the imposition of fines and costs. They can result in warrants for not coming to court or not fulfilling your court order. That can happen if you get set up to do something in your court order and you don't do it, or if you get an extension and you don't come back. Those are all ways that warrants can happen. But normally, there's rare times when you're arrested for a Class C. It's very much the exception and not the rule. So I just kind of want you to know that the penalties here are fines and costs. Okay. Fines are set by the judge, costs are set by the Texas legislature. I'm the judge, I have control over the fines. I'm not the legislature, I don't have control over that. That becomes important when we talk about certain sentencing options. So I just kind of want to lay out what those options are, and I want to talk to you just a little bit. I try to keep it short, but I also like everybody to, most people didn't wake up this morning with this information. In fact, I would challenge that even sometimes lawyers don't have this information when it gets to Class C courts, because it's a little bit different. Some things work differently here, even though we are regular state courts. So when you're given a ticket or issued a citation, those all really work to make an accusation. That's what a ticket is. It's an accusation. And a plea is an answer to that accusation. We're presumed not guilty. If you plead guilty, you're saying, I did this. If you plead no contest, you're saying, I'm not admitting or denying it, but I want to move forward with sentencing, not contesting it, in other words. If you plead not guilty, you're just moving forward towards trial. You're asking the state to prove that case against you by shifting the burden of proof on them to prove their case. So if you plead not guilty, we're moving that case toward a trial process. One stop we have is here on the pretrial docket today, and that docket is meeting. I've got a couple of people here on that docket. If your case is resolved today, we move to resolution. If your case isn't resolved today, it's no trouble. We're just moving toward trial. We come in, then the next hearing is here in the court. It's a pretty quick stop towards the setting of a trial, but it is not the trial itself. There's a number of things that have to happen on that docket that I just do not think can be handled very well with Zoom. So we'll do those things. We just try to maximize small bits of time instead of long wait times. It's sort of what we're doing on that docket. If you plead guilty or no contest, we're moving into sentencing. And that means normally paying the fines and costs, having it go on your record. There are 4 ways to keep it off your record that I have available from the bench. Let me talk to you about those briefly. I'll list them, then I'll tell you just quick words about how they work and what my expectation would be today moving forward. Okay. So compliance dismissals, driver safety course options, deferred dispositions, and teen court are all ways to gain a dismissal in a Class C court. Compliance dismissals are things that can be brought up to date and dismissed. The law has to specify that that can happen. You may or may not know whether that can happen. You're welcome to ask me about it when it's your turn. You can expect that I'll be looking to see if you qualify, because if you qualify, I'll be trying to push you toward that dismissal. If that's not of interest to you, you can let me know, but I'll be moving that case. You can ask me about that, okay? But I'm not waiting for the question, is what I'm trying to say. The second option is if you have a case that is a moving violation, you can take a driving course and get a driving record turned in on a schedule. That's part of a program called the driver safety course option. There you do pay the court costs. You don't pay the fines. You do save money, even though you pay for a class and a record and you pay the court costs, but the fine gets put on hold. And if you get your record and your course turned in on time, you get your ticket dismissed and the fine gets waived. And even though you pay for a course and a record, it's still less expensive to pay for the costs, the record, and the course than to pay the whole citation. We do that for a reason. The law asks that judges incentivize those programs. The reason being that the purpose for the traffic laws to begin with is a health and safety issue. And the course actually creates in a person an interest and a sort of a checkup on driving more carefully for a period. We define it as about 12 months. So what I'll be doing is seeing if you're qualified to be in that program. And if you are, I'll let you know. And if you don't want to do it, no one will force you. If you're interested, it keeps it off your record and it saves you money. The driving safety course option, that's what that one is. You can expect that I'm pre-screening you and seeing if you're eligible, but you are welcome to ask me questions about that, especially if you feel like I missed something, just talk to me when it's your turn. Third option is called a deferred disposition. It's exactly what it sounds like. Deferred means to make a delay. Disposition means to make it final. I delay making your case final, and I put in a court order. That court order will control what we're doing to gain a dismissal. It will be spelled out in the document that you sign. Sometimes the prosecutor signs, and I'm signing at the end. So there, the way that one works is you're supposed to ask the judge at the time the judge is accepting your plea. If you've already been sentenced, it's too late to do that. If you have not been sentenced, that's one reason why we're here today. And if you didn't check it off on the sheet that you filled out, because maybe you didn't know what it was, speak up. So the expectation on the deferred option is to say, Judge, I'd like a deferred. It's not for the judge to offer it. And I'm not going to bore you with the long-winded legal reason. I'd keep your morning. I'd tie up your morning with that. But that's legally how that works, okay? And all of these reasons are designed around the rights we have under the law, okay? So deferred, you make the request. I'd like a deferred is what you say, okay? The fourth thing is if you qualify for teen court, and if it looks like you might be a high school student, I'll be talking to you about that. So without really further information, that's really kind of the 101. I'm going to go ahead and start the pretrial docket. And the way that that works is that I send you to a breakout room with the city's prosecutor. The city's prosecutor is Ryan Matson. He is does not work for me as the judge. He is executive branch. He works for the city attorney's office. And so I am not his supervisor. He is also not the supervised by the police department, and he does not answer to them either. He's a standalone, if you will, department. So I will go ahead and let him introduce himself just quickly, Mr. Matson, so that people can see you on the screen.
Hey everyone, I'm Ryan. I'm the prosecutor.
Okay. So I will send him over to that room. The first person he's going to talk to is Alexis Anderson. And let's see, Anderson heading over to that room. Okay, so they are busy. And then I'm going to talk first to Ms. Hopkins. Ms. Hopkins, if you can unmute. So I did receive your request to do jail time. So the thing is, where we are, we had community service due, and I'm just looking real quickly at it. And I understand that we get it over with jail time. Let me look at the, give me 1 minute to look at the community service order.
Okay.
So is it a child care issue that is creating a significant problem? I know you're a single working mother with 4 kids, right?
Yes, ma'am. And after work, I have a second job, and then my boys have football practice, and my daughter had band practice. It's just like I don't have no free time to do anything.
And do you receive child support or other help with the kids?
I was receiving child support, but that stopped like a month and a half ago. I think the last payment I got, it was like $74.
Okay, so that person is not supporting the kids and not helping.
No, ma'am.
Where are you working? Because I have you right now. I don't show that you were working.
Yes, I'm at Marco.
Where is it?
Marco, the company is Marco. It's called, I think it's called Best Right, but they go by Marco.
MARCO?
MORR. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, Marco.
MORRCO?
Yes.
Just spell the whole thing for me, please.
MOORECO.
Okay, Morco. And you said it's also called is it Best Buy?
It's Best Right.
Best Right. Okay, I've
Yes,
seen that.
ma'am.
I've seen that. Are you full-time there?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you do there?
I am a assembly worker. Like, I just look over the tables, make sure they're don't have any nails in it or the bend is not scratched, and then I wipe them, and then I either have to box them or I have to put them on a pallet, and then I move the pallet over to another area.
Okay. So yeah, that's pretty intensive work. And is it full-time?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, it's full time.
And then you go to a second job. Where's that?
Yes, I work at the Dollar Tree in Temple.
Okay. So forgive me, but the paycheck, the take-home pay at Morico, are y'all paid every week, every other week?
Yeah, yes, we paid every Tuesday. Well, my bank makes me get Tuesday, but our regular pay is Thursday, but I get paid Tuesdays.
Gotcha. And then what does your paycheck look like?
Like 550.
Okay. And then from Dollar Tree, what does your paycheck look
We get paid weekly there too, but it's only like $230.
like? Okay. And is it every week?
Yes, every week.
Okay. And weekly at the other place?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you were receiving Social Security and also disability. Are you disabled?
No, I was receiving Social Security for my son.
Is that still happening?
Yes.
Hold on, I'm sorry, I'm handed. Um, were you able to get any of the hours done?
I got like 32, I believe. It was like 32 hours.
Okay, did you turn them in?
No, ma'am, I never did turn them in because I thought I couldn't turn them in because I didn't have all of it done.
Okay, well, I would certainly like to give you that credit. Okay,
Okay.
and then
Okay.
I'm assuming that you're not getting food stamps right now. Is that right?
No, ma'am, I'm not.
Okay, and then the 4 kids all living with you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a couple of twins?
Yes, I have twins, a boy and a girl twin.
Okay. Um, is your rent, I think your payment application is really old. Is your rent still $950?
No, ma'am, they just went up. They went up. I pay $11.50 now.
Okay. And what's your electric bill like?
This month it's $318.
Okay. And water bill?
I think my water bill was, I gotta pay it on the 9th. I think it was like 91, I believe.
Okay. And what do you think you spend on phone?
On my cell phone bill for all 4 of us. Like, my last bill was $518.
Okay. And let's see. Do you have a car payment?
Yes, I pay $618. I have a 2020 Morena.
Okay. And what about your car insurance?
My car insurance is $318.
Okay. And then what about like gas to and from work?
I put like like 30, maybe 40 a week. It just depends.
Okay. And do you have medical bills and or childcare that you have to pay?
No, ma'am. All my kids are in school.
Okay. I guess, do they have chips or anything like that?
Do they have what?
Insurance?
Yes, all my kids have Medicaid.
Okay. Okay. So actually, what I'm gonna do is ask you to turn in your community service hours.
Okay.
Do you have those where you can turn them in today?
I'm at work right now, but I get off at 2:30,
Right.
so I can go home and go and get it and then turn it right in.
Okay. Let me get that today. And then what I think I will probably do is waive the remaining balance.
Okay, thank you so much.
I don't think that jail is appropriate in this situation.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't see that you're going to be able to get the hours done, and you're still indigent, and therefore I need to make that accommodation.
Oh,
So,
thank you so much.
and did you say it was 13 hours you're turning in?
No, 32.
32. Okay. Wow, you're even closer than I thought. Okay. So that's actually surprisingly pretty good given everything. So, okay, I'll have that ready, but I need to get those hours from you. Make that
Okay. Yes, ma'am. As soon as I get off of work, I'm gonna go home and get it, and I'm gonna bring it right up there.
Okay. Where did you do the hours?
I did them at this church in I came. It was in Gatesville. I did it at a church. I forgot the church's name, but I did it at Gatesville. It was at a church. I can't think of the name of the church, but I know it was in Gatesville. When I was taking my son to practice up that way, I stopped at a church and he let me do my hours there.
Okay. You didn't turn that in for us yet, right?
Ma'am?
I'm just looking to see if we've received that. We're thinking we might have already gotten that from you. She says she didn't turn it in. No, we still need it. Yeah, if you'll bring that by, and then we'll do the rest.
Okay. As soon as I get off, I'll bring it by.
Okay, thank you. Just bring it by the court.
Okay, and they'll keep me taken care of.
Yes, they'll help you at the window. It'll be
Okay.
really quick. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, Mr. Mattson, I did bring back Ms. Anderson, and it looks like we're moving forward. Where are we with regard to the two matters before the court?
Your Honor, Ms. Anderson's going to be sending, or actually, she already did send over the proof of the rabies vaccination. I haven't seen it on LT yet, so can the clerks check and make sure that we've received it?
When was it sent, ma'am?
August 18th.
Well, we'll double check, but I mean, normally that just goes right in. They just need to look on Anderson, Alexis, on the rabies case that we should have. He says it's not.
Just put it right for now, but
Yes, do.
She says she's
oh,
August.
what is it to what?
There's an email. I'm talking to a clerk. We're walking through your.
Oh, you're trying to send it again.
I'm trying to get it sent
I'll do
in.
that right now. Let me just see what we have. before-
Okay,
I mean, don't make me do it more than once if I don't have to do it more than
okay.
Let's go.
Okay. What we got just scanned over as a completely blacked out page.
Oh,
So we didn't know what it was. So do send it again. It didn't get scanned into your file because it's literally
Black.
like a black page.
I'm so sorry about that.
So I don't know. Maybe it got scanned upside down or something. If you'd like to go on hold and send it, we can try to pull it over.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Mattson, assuming we can resolve getting that document in and you take a look at it, are we trying to reschedule? Or we have the sterilization charge as well?
Your Honor, based on the circumstances of the animal, I'll be dismissing that ticket. It is A, no longer in her possession, and B, no longer alive.
Okay. Okay. And you have proof of that?
No, ma'am.
So, Mr. Matson, what is your goal with each case?
I do want to see the proof of the rabies shot. Once I have seen that, I don't have a problem dismissing that case. The sterilization, to me, it just seems like a moot point if the dog is no longer alive.
But forgive me, but I'm not sure I'm willing to sign it. To me, the policy is not that you, and ma'am, it's not about you. The policy is not that you adopt a dog, don't do your duty, and then say, well, it's dead. But I don't have any proof that it's dead, but it is. I mean, that just means that if you adopt a dog and don't want to sterilize it, you kill it. And I don't know what I think about that. Y'all might want to talk about that further. Y'all can go talk about that again if you want to, but I'm not inclined without more to it.
Understood, Your Honor. I'll go back to the breakout room.
Ms. Anderson, I can't move you to that room. I can move you both to room 2. Got a second room.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's not the case. The case is that
She got moved over. I know she wants to talk to me about the facts. I do that. So I moved her over to that room, and it took after she started talking. I apologize. And I know that it's not her case, but that's what it turns into. It's what I start seeing. It's more and more of that. I'm not inclined, and I don't have to sign it. I'm the judge. Sorry. Yeah, she's, when people show up 30 minutes late, they just got admitted, but let them know they've already been. Yeah, Miss Patterson is motioning to her ear. The problem is if your audio doesn't hook up, I can't make it hook up. Samsung SM, whatever, could you please tell me who you are, Miss Patterson? I see you. Can you unmute for a brief moment?
There it goes. Sorry about that.
Yeah, well, I know that you've been waiting a few moments in the room to get let in. I did start court 30 minutes ago. Actually, I waited 10 minutes and you were not there. What happened that you're late to court?
I do apologize. I started a new job yesterday and I worked really late all the way in Gerald.
Okay,
Been out
all
of
right.
work for a while. I do apologize.
Okay, I'll be back with you shortly. You missed the beginning though, so you're not gonna quite understand exactly what's going on, so you'll want to pay careful attention. Samsung SM with numbers. Please tell me your name, please. Unmute, please, and tell me your name. Yeah. Can y'all unmute and tell me your name? You have to unmute. There's no way to hear you if your speaker's turned off.
Okay.
Yes, what's your name?
My name is Matilda Flores.
Okay, I've got it changed on the screen so that I can keep track of you. But
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Flores, I guess I'm wondering why you're late.
Sorry about that. I was telling them to move from behind me.
What's you were late to court this morning. What happened?
Excuse me.
Why were you
Oh,
late
'cause
this morning?
My phone got cut back on.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll work with you, of course.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so
Okay.
much. And this was the first time ever doing this, so I had to have a little help.
Okay,
Thank you.
I'll be with you soon. Miss Gray, can you tell me, can you hear me? Miss Gray? Okay.
Yeah.
Again, we'll be with you shortly. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So the person I'm going to work with next is going to be Juan Leal Zapata.
Yes.
Good morning. How are you today?
Morning. How are you?
I'm good. Give me just one moment.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so just looking at everything. Mr. Leal, we have warrants. Let me just review with you. These are back from February 14th of 2020. An expired motor vehicle registration charge to which you've entered a no contest plea. Is that correct?
Correct.
And a no insurance charge to which you have entered a no contest plea. Is that correct?
Correct.
And then a violation of the B restriction to which you have entered a no contest plea. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. The fines and costs on the restriction, these are going to be a little bit high because of the warrants. $297.57 on the insurance, $430.30, and on the registration, $260. I did review the financial statement that you gave to us, and you're still with Amazon, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And no kids in the home,
No.
but you have child support. Is the child support being removed from your paycheck?
Not at this moment. I am giving child support on my own.
Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to verify that I understood the information that you gave me. I can look at this too. Are you able to pay anything towards your balance today?
Not today, ma'am.
And when are you paid in your job? What day of the week?
I get paid every 2 weeks. So
Right.
not this
What day
Friday.
of the week? Sorry, every other Friday?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the other question I have is, let's see. So I can actually order community service in lieu of payment. If you want to go that route, I can recall your warrants. Any holds on the license or registration require a zero balance for me to clear those. Okay, but the warrants I can lift if we're moving toward a resolution, as long as you're making progress, which means I can work with you on that. If we do community service, that would turn into 50 hours.
Okay.
We would start with 60 days, do 11/10, which is November 10th. And if you apply for an extension and give me your progress, I can chunk it out with you over a time if you need more time, because I know that job can be a variable in terms of your time. So if you want to do that, I can lift the warrants today.
Yes, ma'am. That'd be great. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Now, you're in the Belton area, is that right?
Yes.
I do need you to come and sign for your community service packet. And I'd like to do that this morning, but this afternoon would also work. When can you come in?
Well, with this job, I go in at 11 and I leave and I get off at roughly 9:30. So I get off
All right,
really
so
late.
you'll need to come in now, like head on over,
Okay. Okay, I'm on my way.
and we'll get you, you'll be done. It'll only take a few minutes. Okay, you're just
Okay.
signing for your packet. It's a lot of pages, and I want to recall the warrants. You will not be arrested coming to resolve it today, okay?
Okay, so just head to the Belton courts, right?
Temple, these are Temple
okay.
Municipal Court, where you
Okay.
turn in your paperwork for Temple.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, there'll be a list of places where you can do the community service. There'll be a list of rules that I expect you to follow, and there'll be a timesheet. You'll sign a waiver too for some of those places for Temple. And then you just pick one off the list, get your hours done, get them supervised and initialed off and signed off on, turn that in. If you don't get it all done by your due date, then you need to turn in what you have and come ask for an extension, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I do have one question.
Yes,
I just moved to Clean,
Yes.
just a couple days ago. Is there any way I can do community service in Clean, or do I have to
Yes.
speak to you about that?
yes, you can. You just need to be sure and understand that it needs to meet the requirements that I have listed, namely that it must be legally a nonprofit under the laws of the state of Texas
Okay,
to qualify, okay?
okay, yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm gonna hand this to a clerk so they can get everything ready.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're good to go, Mr. Leal.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
We'll see you shortly.
Yes, ma'am. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And the next person I'm working with is Armandre Moore. Can you unmute?
Hello.
Hi. Ms. Moore? Whoever the Moore, Andre Moore is, I'll need to see you on the screen. I just see a head. So I need the face. Upright, please. Thank you. Okay, there is a speeding charge and a no driver's license charge. Is a parent there with you?
Yes,
And what is your name?
Renee Davis.
Renee Davis,
Yes,
Renee,
yes.
your mom.
Uh-huh.
And so are we getting a driver's license?
Yes, we're working on that.
Right, but we can't drive yet, right? Right,
No,
okay. Armandre, am I saying your name right?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, so let's keep trying to stay on the screen, like just get on there and don't move it. So I got a no contest plea on your speeding charge and a no license charge. I did also receive a no contest plea. Did you understand the options for pleading guilty, not guilty, and no contest?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
Is not a word, and and sound the same, so I don't do those. It's just normal language. We just speak it. So get back on the screen, please. Why don't you put your whole face on the screen? I'm trying to decide if teen court's a good option, if someone can follow directions. So like your face, hands down. If you were in a court, you wouldn't be hiding your face, putting your hands over your face, covering the screen with your hand.
I'm not trying to, ma'am, I'm trying to.
I know, but other people are waiting and I'm having to literally coach how to be in a meeting. So, Mr. Moore, are you getting a driver's license?
Yes.
Where are you in that process?
Halfway.
And you understand that if you're convicted of these charges, you will not get your license most likely.
Okay.
So, I mean, I can look at teen court, but you have to show up and do what's expected of you. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what do I have about? Okay, 4 people. Okay. I can sign you up for teen court. You'll have to, there's a $20 teen court fee per case. And then you have to show up. We do the teen court at the high school. So the good news is it'll be up at your high school. You would have to be there. It's after school on the 19th. You would need to be showing up with a parent. So first question is, can we be there on the 19th of October for teen court sentencing?
Check mine.
No.
We'll say the 18th of October.
The 19th is a Wednesday
And you said of October?
of October.
I'm checking on schedule.
She's checking her schedule.
Okay. I'll come back with y'all in just a moment. I'm gonna mute you for a second and talk to Mr. Matson and Miss Anderson. Where are we with the rabies charge? Did we receive that?
On the sterilization charge, Your Honor,
Yes.
I wanted to see if she was eligible for community service.
I'll have to look. And I need a plea that allows that. But assuming that the plea is no contest or guilty, probably. Let me look. Yes.
Okay, so I would be willing to file a reduction to, let's see, I think the fine right now is 2,000. I would reduce it to 1,200. And then apply community service to that amount, if that's something that you agree with.
Okay. Yeah, that would turn into 60 hours. What I'll do is, rather than do a reduction and a community service order, I will just go with a triple, I'll double up the credit, because that's about a 50% reduction of the hours to 60 hours. That's what it would be if it was 1,200, as long as she gets it done.
That sounds fine to me, Judge.
Ms. Anderson, are you changing your plea to no contest?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll order that you satisfy that judgment with community service of 60 hours. That is going to be due. We're going to start with a 60-day window to see what that does for you. And if you need more time, you'll need to send me what you have and apply for an extension. I always grant them if there's progress. You can do the community service in the community where you are. And when we do that, just make sure it's a nonprofit under state law. Now, I think we're trying to scan what you've sent for the animal having been vaccinated. It looks like that came in upside down. I'm trying to.
It came upside down.
Can we email it? We turn it around. Okay, the vaccination was March.
Turn it around.
We've got it turned around. I've
Okay.
said it just came in upside down and it took a minute. I mean, we're moving a lot of details, folks. So, Mr. Matson, I think we're sending it to you. Aaron sent that to you and you can take a look at it. It's like a year. So animal from June 3rd, 2020. And then we've got vaccination about 9 months later. And that came over to you.
I just got it, Your Honor.
Okay. If you're following your motion on that one, it's up to you.
Yes, I will send that over after we're done.
Okay. I'm just going to let the clerk know you're sending that motion. Okay, then that will conclude the business of the day. Ms. Anderson will email the packet for your community service since you're in Midland, but it's going to require, there's a page for you to sign. It's going to require that you sign it and scan it back to us today, okay?
Okay.
Okay, all right. I think I've got enough. there. All right, Ms. Anderson, do you have any further questions?
What have the information about the community service?
Yeah. that's what
Right,
we
we're emailing all of that to you. It will be a list of places that will not be helpful, but you can get some sense of what we look for. There'll be instructions for what to do if you leave that list, which you obviously will do in Midland. You need to make sure that it's a nonprofit under state law or it will not count. There will be a timesheet for you to keep track of your hours, make sure they are properly supervised. And then as far as turning it back in, your due date will be at the top of your timesheet. If you need more time, I will usually give it to you as long as you submit what you've done on time and request an extension and give me some sense of how much more time you need. Okay? All right, you
Yes.
can do all that through the email. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Further questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you're good to go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we're moving forward, Mr. Mattson, with William Richardson on your docket. And Mr. Richardson, I'm going to move you over to a meeting with Mr. Mattson. Mr. Mattson, I'm moving you over to room 1, since that's the go-to. And Mr. Richardson heading over there with you. And I am moving forward, and I was talking to the Moore family. Let me have y'all unmute. Have we been able to sort calendars out?
Is it only on Tuesdays?
No, it's only on Wednesdays. That's why it's October 19th, which is a Wednesday.
Okay, because I worked that day. Was there any other one, like
No.
the 12th?
There's not. I mean,
That's fine.
it's not available. What I think we can do is have you come in and talk with the case manager. Can we do that? Okay. And Yolanda, and we'll see if she can develop a sentencing option with y'all on the team court. Okay. When can y'all get here?
We can come now.
Okay. You're looking for Yolanda,
Okay.
and she'll, can we let her know? She will know to look for y'all to come into the window and ask for her, okay? And she'll bring it into me and she'll make a recommendation about what we might do, okay?
Okay.
See y'all shortly.
Okay, maybe.
Moving forward with Terry Randolph. You can unmute Mr. Randolph and tell me how you're doing. I'll pull your file while you do that. How are you
I'm
today?
doing good. How are you doing?
Good. I'm doing fine. Just let me get your file. Here we go. Found it. I do have warrants for non-completion of a court order. So it's a balance owed of $794.30. And yeah, we didn't have, we were not able to verify those hours back in the day. And you're in Lancaster, Texas, is that right?
No, I recently just came back to school in Grambling, Louisiana.
Okay. All right. Does the clerk have that new address? Louisiana?
No, I just moved late last week.
Okay. I'll need you to email over. I don't do those on Zoom because I'm not really comfortable with people explaining their location, giving out their phone numbers. I just think it's too subject to doxing. So I'd like you to email the court with your current, got got a duty to keep the address up to date.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're sending new address. Louisiana. Okay, I'm just making a note of that. All right. And where are you working? Are you working or what are you up to?
I'm trying to find a job right now. I'm just a full-time student. I'm getting a master's in sports administration.
Okay. And any children?
No,
Okay. So right now, all your bills, have you moved in with family? Is that part of what's happening?
this summer when the information that I was filling out, I was staying at home with my mom, but now I have my own apartment, my own set of bills and everything that I have to be taken care of.
I guess you're paying that with like savings or something.
Savings and partially student loans I'll be taking out.
Okay. All right. I can order community service. And that turns into 40 hours.
Okay.
And it's going to be due, right now I'm using the date of November 10th.
Okay.
And you can do it in your community, provided it's a nonprofit under the laws of that state or
Okay.
federal law, either one. But you're going to have to provide proof that it is, because otherwise I'm not going to jump through that hoop. Okay.
Okay.
So what that turns into is the organization you go to has to provide for you their nonprofit letter
Okay.
that they get from the state or from the federal government showing their tax exempt status up to date.
Okay.
So it's a federal tax designation generally. And there's a long-winded legal reason why it has to be that, but it does have to. And 40 hours due November 10th. We'll send everything to you, but we need back the signature page today. Okay.
Okay.
The holds on the license are there until I get a zero balance. The warrants will get recalled once I receive that signature from you today.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right, then we'll email everything to you with the expectation that we get it back today.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Randolph, take care.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm moving forward. Let's see, with Imagine Padilla is on the name on the screen. Did I say the first name correctly?
Yes, ma'am.
Or do you just say Imagine?
Imagine.
Okay. All right. So there is a red light charge from February 14th of 2019 and a no contest plea being entered today, and the fines and costs are $412. And then there is a not coming to court charge called violating the promise to appear, and a no contest plea being entered today. The costs and fines are $430, $420. Are those your pleas today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then as far as your income information that you submitted to the court, I believe we just received that, but there's no date on it. Are you working at this time?
No, ma'am.
All right. And I can order community service, and that just turns into 42 hours, which are due November 10th. And I can extend you if you are showing progress and you submit your progress on or before your due date. Okay.
Okay.
So You're in Colleen, and there's
Yes.
warrants. Normally, I'm asking you to come on over and just pick everything up. Is that possible for you to do this morning?
She wants to go down there and pick up some papers. Yes.
Okay. Can we look for you this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, coming in around 11.
11, 12.
Okay, let's say by noon.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see you then.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hold on, I'm trying to figure out how to work this thing.
Okay. Mr. Mattson, I know that you and we're talking with William Richardson, is that right? And let's go ahead and have that conversation. Is this a family violence case on Richardson? Okay, so where are we with regard to this case?
We're going to go ahead and set for final pretrial, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Richardson, our plan is to see you here on the 21st at 2:00.
All righty.
Okay, we'll see you then. Okay, that's going to be a quick, brief setup to get ready for trial. It will not be the actual trial, just so that you know. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see you then.
All righty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's not a family. Okay. Matilda Flores is next on your docket, Mr. Mattson. Ms. Flores, if you'll go ahead and unmute. Ms. Flores. There we go. Ms. Flores. It helps if you stop moving around and just hold still and then unmute. Yeah, I can't hear you because you're not unmuted. Right, still can't hear you because you're not unmuted. There's not a way to talk if we can't hear you. So I'm hitting you with an unmute request, and there should be a button on the screen that pops up. There you go.
Is that it? There we go.
Perfect.
So I was kind of shaking and I needed to get my little cousin to find me something to sit still. Cause I'm diabetic and I just keep shaking so bad.
I understand.
Okay.
I'm not criticizing. I'm just
Yes, I
giving tips giving tips on how to get the technology to serve you a little bit better.
Yes,
So
ma'am, and I'm not good
I'm
with
moving
that.
I'm moving you over to the pretrial room.
Yes.
There you go. Okay. All right. And I'm moving forward to talk to, let's see where we are. Yeah, Mr. Knight, I saw you come back in. I know you've been having trouble with the technology, but it's your turn now. So your timing is perfect. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, just barely. Okay. So just kind of looking at this, these are old cases, okay? And you've requested a payment plan, and I know you're retired. And the thing is, I'm allowed to do a payment plan, but I'm showing that it's much more appropriate to look at community service as an option and work with you on that option. I don't know if we, yeah.
Yeah, I live in the state of Oklahoma, so.
Yeah, I know. I have people doing it in Louisiana already this morning. So the way that works, it just has to be a nonprofit organization. And you're going to have to prove it to me by when you submit your hours, you would also submit proof that it's a nonprofit. So you're just going to verify that up front with whomever you choose. Like say it's a church, they would send me their federal tax exemption note, letter, something like that. And it would turn into 106 hours. And right now I would set a deadline of November 10th, and I can recall your warrants with that. And then if you get it all done, you turn it in and we verify it. If you don't get it all done, you submit what you've gotten done and let me know how longer you need. So that's generally what I do with the situation that you're in.
Yes, ma'am. Sounds great.
Okay, so we'll email everything to you. The one thing is you'll have to print it out to use it. And then there's one form you're going to sign, and you can take a photo and email it back to us, or you can fax it, or just simply scan it and email it over, whatever you've got access to do that.
Yeah.
And that'll trigger where I can recall your warrants. Okay.
Great.
Okay. So that'll be our route to get this moved forward for you. Because it's really more appropriate to do it that way. Okay.
Got a question, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Does that wipe out the tickets after the community service?
Well, it doesn't, it wipes out the balances.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you have these existing.
Yes.
So what it does is it gets those balances zeroed out. If I have a hold on your license or on your registration of a vehicle, it also will clear that.
Okay.
So as soon as I get those hours, I have a staff member start verifying. If we can just get it verified that it's nonprofit and that the hours, we've got to be able to call someone and verify, then we clear you out.
Sounds great.
Okay. Any further questions?
Not that I can think of right off the bat.
I have one for you. The
Okay.
email that we used to set up your hearing today, can we use that email to send you the paperwork this morning?
You do.
Okay, very good. All right, and then how quickly can you get back that signature this morning?
As soon as it's sent, I can print it off at Office Depot and scan it to my email.
Okay, yeah, and then just forward it over to the court online help. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
You have that email address?
Well, yeah, because what is that email address?
It's the same one you used to get the link to today. It's exactly the one you've been using. We don't change it.
Okay, sounds great.
Yeah, it's court online help. Yeah, the court online help at templetx.gov, but you already have it or you wouldn't be in the meeting.
Right.
Yeah.
You used it to get here. Yeah, the one you're on. Okay, very good. All right, thank you, Mr. Knight. Good luck to you. Well,
Yes.
if you want us to change the name on the file, send your a photo of your ID. Otherwise, we're sticking with Knight until we have something else. Okay.
Sounds great.
Just include
Okay.
that.
I'll
right.
include paperwork.
Okay, that'll be great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your address current until things are done. Okay.
Yeah, we've been here in this apartment for 3 years. We're probably not going nowhere for a while.
It's gonna be
Good. Good. Stability is a good thing.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, take care.
Can I leave this room? Hey,
We're almost done. We're getting ready. Mr. Parker, Officer Parker, we're pretty close. I've got maybe one or two more things. We're about to, I think we've got people waiting on the. Yep. It's almost live. Okay. So let's see. That was Mr. Knight. Ms. Patterson, can you unmute and talk to me, please?
Okay. There we go. Sorry about that. I had to come outside.
Okay.
We have a cat that's in heat right now, so nowhere to see.
Okay. Yeah, so, this is one of those things where I just feel like we're not getting anywhere. Do I have her income information, the most recent? Okay. So we have a parking violation that doesn't have any payments made toward it. It can't be put in a community service order.
How much is that one?
$85.
Okay, I should be able to pay that when I get my first check because they're starting me at 14 an hour. So I should be able to just
I don't have your current income information.
I
don't-
just started yesterday.
Yeah, I know. But the thing is, it's just a persistent thing. So
Yes,
I
ma'am.
denied you an extension because we didn't get any completed hours. We called and what we were told is you weren't sure when that person would be available to sign. There are no payments on the parking violation. We had that conversation before. And I just have a persistent not getting it done thing going on here. And I really don't. I need your current income information.
Yes,
When
ma'am.
I schedule you for a hearing, you're supposed to show up.
Yes, ma'am.
And I just have a real steady, not your problem thing, but it is your problem. So your cases have already been in warrant before, and they're heading to warrant now. And what I would need to prevent that would be a full disclosure of current information today and a setup on a payment. Do they do payment plans on those parking tickets? Okay. And then some kind of good faith effort made on that parking ticket quickly. So I don't know how to work with you because I feel like the way that you work with us is to dare us to do something to you. And that's not going to work for me. The solution there is that I just say, look, it's not good faith and you can have a warrant, you can go to jail.
And I do apologize for that. I've been battling really bad depression and manic episodes. And when I go through those, it's really hard to deal with. They can't get me into psychiatry or anything like that until I've established with a PCP. And the only closest appointment they had was mid-October. And right now we're currently in the process of losing our home. And it's just been a lot. I apologize for how I have handled things. It's not very professional at all. And I hope that you will give me one more chance. I'm really scared right now. Everything that could be going wrong in life is literally going wrong. And I have a 7-year-old who depends on me. And it's just really hard to kind of keep my head up when he understands to an extent what's going on. And it's just been really hard.
Okay. So where are you starting to work?
I work at the Texas Travel Center off of 35 in Salado.
Okay. Is that full time?
It should be, yes, ma'am.
Have you been able to where did you go to do your community? Did you do any? Let's be
I've done
honest.
quite a bit of mine through the Boy Scouts, and I didn't know until recently that counted. And the scoutmaster of my son's troop said that he can't sign the paperwork, that I have to send it pretty much all the way up the flagpole, and I didn't know that. But it should count for
What
a
did
good
you
portion of it.
What did you turn in to us?
I haven't gotten a chance to turn in anything. Our car hasn't been working.
Yeah,
I do
but
apologize.
we take emails, letters, faxes.
Yes,
Take
ma'am.
it all.
I do apologize. I haven't handled this correctly at all.
Okay, is that where you did the service with the Cub Scout?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it does have to get verified. And
Yes, ma'am.
can I get her community? That parking ticket, when can you pay that?
I can call my supervisor today and find out when I should get my first paycheck. They just kind of threw me on the register yesterday, so I didn't get a chance to do a lot of my paperwork for direct deposit and things like that.
Right. I'm trying to look at your community order.
But if there's any way that you can work with me, I would really appreciate it.
So I can extend you a short period of time
Yes,
to
ma'am.
try to get something from you and maybe schedule you to pay your ticket on that same due date. And then let's just have another Zoom meeting
Thank you. I
to
appreciate
see where we are, because you're this close to turning into someone we pursue.
and I don't want to.
Well, then don't.
I feel like I just keep making mistakes and
All you have to do in my court, be that on a meeting like this where you don't even have to drive anywhere, or in the building, or with an email. But what you can't do is try to tag us and make us it, and that's really what you've been doing, is acting like if I give you a deadline, you just sort of float something in and go, you can't catch me. And it won't work. You'll never resolve it that way.
I
And
understand.
I run out of options.
Yes, ma'am.
So I can give you a 4-week extension with the understanding that I know it won't be done, but at least I know we're going to check in, because I made this order originally, my initial signature on this order is March of 2022. And we're still right where we were then. So getting some progress would be helpful, because we've literally made no progress. And the game has started to get played that I will not play, because it won't serve you or me. So, so I will just make a note that you're planning on paying the $85 ticket that day and turning in some hours, and we'll schedule her for Zoom on the same day. Can we do that? We'll send that Zoom meeting for that date. So
Yes, ma'am.
that means to me that you're not taking care of everything that morning. You're logging in that morning after you've sent everything in, so that I can get a pretty good feel for how much you can get done. And if we're nowhere with it, I still want you to log in, because being here is still further than not showing up. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. We'll send her an extension, like a new timesheet. There'll be a new timesheet in case you want to get some more hours done. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I really appreciate it, and I'm sorry.
Okay. You've apologized, and we'll move forward.
Thank you.
The purpose is not to dive shame, right? It's to take the lump and then let's move on and do it differently. Do it differently now. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Here we go. I'll let you go. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. My next person is Cynthia Gray. Hi, Miss Gray. Can you get on screen and unmute? How are you, ma'am? Just let me send you an unmute request. That might feel will be easier to follow.
Okay, is it done now?
Yes, ma'am. It
Okay.
is. Okay. So, ma'am, we had a payment plan, and it was pretty high. It was $95 a month.
Yeah.
There's 2 ways we can go about this. We can just start you over and lower it, or I can order community service, and you could do that locally, or you could do that in your community.
I would rather for you to lower the amount.
Okay. So what I do at this point is I lower it to $25 a month.
Okay.
And if you want to pay more, you can, but you won't. The idea is to keep you from out of warrant. If you make more payments, there's no penalty. Okay. It'll just be done faster.
Okay.
And what's a good day for you to make that payment?
It would be Friday.
Okay. This Friday is, I believe, the 9th. Okay.
Yes.
And so on the 9th, and then it'll be every month on the 9th. Beginning this Friday. And then I just need your signature on this order so we can wipe out the other one and put this one in place. When can you be here?
I can come down within the hour.
Okay. I'll just say you'll be here before noon, okay?
Okay, okay,
We'll have everything at the front desk for you, okay?
okay.
All right. Do
Thank
you have any?
you.
Yes, ma'am. Do you have any questions, Ms. Gray?
No, I don't.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go then. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Mr. Mattson, I know that you were talking with Ms. Flores. And if you would, let me know where things are.
We're gonna go ahead and set for final pretrial, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Flores' final pretrial for this case is on the 21st of September at 2 o'clock. We'll see you then here at the court. Okay? Ms. Flores, you're off screen and you're muted. We'll see you here on the 21st at 2, okay?
Hey, thank you so much.
Okay, see you then.
Yep. You have a day.
You too. And Mr. Mattson, Darlene Durden is here. And Ms. Durden, if you could unmute.
Hello.
Hi, you're kind of late to the game and didn't get to hear all the explanations of how things work. I'm going to go ahead and let the pretrial move forward. That is a meeting with the prosecutor. He does not represent you. He represents the state. And he's the prosecutor in the case. And that is a breakout room because you have pleaded not guilty, which means ultimately you're moving the case toward a trial. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Moving that over to that pretrial. Gonzalez. Boy, we sure have a lot of people set for the 21st. Isn't that a team court day? And we were doing 2 o'clock, but I said to limit it to 5 people. And I know I put at least 5 people on today. So let's make sure that docket is closed now. Adding stress to me does not help. Mr. Gonzalez gets a denial of his deferred and a no-show on both matters. Here's the other Hutchinson's in there showing. Do we know who's here? Start getting those ready. How do you sort these alphabetically? Do you know? I never mind. I figured it out. Of course. It's a spreadsheet by first name, which doesn't help. Hmm. dig. Plus, it's all weird. It's on different pages. Oh, good. Okay. I'm still live on the heading. Okay. Zoom is still going. Oh, there's Mr. Matson. We can wrap up. Hi there.
Hello, Judge.
Trying to get that person back. There we go. Okay. On the Durden case, where are we?
We're going to go ahead and set for final, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Durden, let me have you unmute.
All righty.
Okay. So we'll be here for a final pretrial. That's the scheduled trial and just go over any preliminary trial matters, but it is not the trial. Okay.
All right.
We'll see you
And
then.
that is the date that I have in my email, the 21st, right?
Yes, to be here in the court.
All right.
Okay, we'll see you then.
See you then. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, anything further for you?